let me in, yeah.
Hi guys, welcome back to AnimeArena. Today I'm gonna give you the top list of one of the most iconic One Piece factions, the Oka Shichibukai, also known as the Seven Warlords of the Sea. Among this group we find characters of all sorts, some of whom we have come to love and hate at the same time. There are a few of them that we know very little about, and we will have to work with that until Oda-san sheds some light. That being said, let's go with the top 11. Many tend to underestimate Buggy the Star Clown. In the first part of the manga, he is knocked out by a novice Luffy, but after the Summit War of Marineford, he is asked to join the ranks of the Shichibukai. That's because, thanks to his great charisma and to his lies, he manages to bring to his side many strong escapees from Impel Down. Therefore, similarly to Straw Hat, Buggy possesses the dangerous ability to make allies wherever he goes, thus recruiting numerous subordinates even stronger than himself. As for his combat force, he owns the Buggy Balls, powerful explosive cannonballs that after the time skip he could easily have perfected. In short, to be an apparently weak character, he has come a long way, worthy of a next member of the Pirate King crew. At number 10, we find the first real end of saga boss faced by the Mugiwara, Mr. Crocodile, who proved to be intelligent and cunning enough to manipulate the entire kingdom of Alabasta. His 81 billion bounty did not truly reflect how dangerous he was, since once he's imprisoned in Impel Down, he was locked up in the 6th level. Gekko Mori is a skilled strategist who can anticipate the plans of his opponents. In the past he even faced Kaido but was defeated. Since then his strength has increased, but during the Summit War he was able to face Jinbe and then Kuril, one of the Whitebeard's commanders. A very versatile paramecia, the Shadow Fruit allows him to manipulate the shadow of others at will in order to create powerful zombies that exclusively obey him. He can also use his own shadow to create an intangible doppelganger with which he can switch positions and create weapons like spears and flocks of relentless bats. On a physical level, he shows great endurance, recovering from the blows of Nightmare Luffy and being able to host 1000 shadows inside his body, thus achieving a frightening yet unstable brute force. When Trafalgar Law reaches the Sabaudi archipelago, he has a bounty well over 100 million berries and gains the title of Shichibukai after defeating 100 pirates and giving their hearts to the Marines. He immediately proves to be very smart and cautious, waiting to enter the New World in order to later form an alliance with Luffy to defeat Doflamingo. Thanks to the Ope no Mi fruit, one of the most versatile and strong paramecia ever, Law has total control over the room he creates. In combat, this power matches well his surgeon and swordsman skills, allowing him to cut from a distance, move and swap objects, and use powerful electric shocks that can hurt even Doflamingo, like the Gamma Knife or Counter Shock. Having trained well the powers of his fruit, he was able to defeat very strong characters such as Vice Admiral Smoker and Vergo. Bartholomew is an imposing and mysterious character. We know that he was part of the revolutionaries and that later on he joined the Warlords until his complete transformation into a mechanical weapon controlled by the world government. As a cyborg, he has proved resilient enough to resist Zoro's Lion Song and managed to protect the Thousand Sunny from other pirates for 2 years. We also know that Vegapunk has implemented Admiral Kizaru's explosive laser beams in his arsenal. As if this weren't enough, Kuma is made frighteningly strong by the unorthodox Paw fruit that allows him to move at impressive speed and hit enemies from a distance with compressed air bombs that culminate in a gigantic explosion. We don't know the limits of his fruit, as he can even use it to extract pain from a human body. Furthermore, although his intentions were noble, he is one of the few characters who can boast of having totally defeated the Mugiwara crew. Jinbe is a proud fisherman, probably the strongest seen so far with Kawamatsu and Jack. Throughout history, he has joined various factions including Neptune's army, the Sun Pirates, the Warlords, Big Mom crew, and finally our beloved Mugiwara. This has allowed him to keep on improving his fighting skills based on the Fishman Karate, of which he is an absolute master. This particular martial art allows him to use and manipulate the water in the atmosphere to create powerful sea currents and to hurt enemies without physical contact. He has great physical stamina as he managed to protect Luffy from Akainu's deadly attack, and on top of that also an excellent level of armament and observation Haki. He is also a very wise and thoughtful character who has proven not to fear even a crazy cake-craving Big Mom. As many members of the Shichibukai, Hancock possesses a strong paramecia, the love fruit, that allows her to turn to stone anyone who is overwhelmed by her beauty. She also has an immense physical strength which allowed her to emerge unscratched from the Marineford War after having destroyed several pacifista without breaking a sweat. It's hard to estimate exactly how strong she is, since we haven't yet seen her engaged in a fight worthy of the name, but even just because she owns Conqueror Saki, she deserves to be in the top half of this list. And speaking of Conqueror Saki, in 4th position we find Doflamingo, the heavenly demon who for years has dominated Dressrosa, not unlike Crocodile did Alabasta. This ruthless pirate has incredible strength and durability that allowed him to put into serious trouble the duo Luffy and Law. He effectively uses all 3 types of Haki and has one of the most buffed paramecias seen so far. The Ito Ito no Mi fruit allows him to manipulate people weaker than him, to fly in the presence of clouds, to cling to, and can also be used to pierce enemies or create webs resistant enough to withstand Luffy's elephant gun. Moreover, as far as we know, he is the first warlord on the list to have awakened this fruit. Being able to rival a Gear 4th Luffy is definitely something. In 3rd position we have the most mysterious warlord so far, Edward Weevil. The self-proclaimed son of Whitebeard is a fighter as dumb as he's powerful. His strength allowed him to destroy the entire cities of the New World and annihilate 16 crews once allied with Whitebeard without receiving the slightest injury. Admiral Kizaru himself defines his physical strength as comparable to that of a young Whitebeard. His only weak points are his slender legs and his being manipulated by his mother. This quiet duo reminds me of something. Right, Oda-sensei? Silver medal for Blackbeard, one of the strongest pirates in the world, who is likely to be Luffy's final stumbling block in his path to becoming a pirate king. According to Jinbe, he was incredibly strong even before eating a devil fruit. His most notable feats include having scarred Shanks and having resisted direct hits from Ace, Sengoku and Whitebeard, denoting endurance and strength of the highest level. His devil fruit, the Dark, is perhaps the strongest ever, allowing him to nullify, steal and redistribute the power of other fruits at the price of the characteristic intangibility of other Logia. Taking into account also his second fruit, the Gura, Teach would certainly have been in the first place of the top, but I decided not to consider it since he stole it from Newgate after giving up the Warlords. On top of the podium we find the strongest swordsman and owner of the strongest sword in the world, Dracul Milk. With his white blows he can practically cut entire mountains and is able to defeat the likes of Zoro, Mr. One and Jinbe in mere seconds without breaking a sweat. Most impressively, according to Whitebeard, the past clashes between Mihawks and Shanks were legendary. We cannot know how much Shanks has improved since then, but we can still infer that Hawkeye's is comparable to the level of an emperor or at least an admiral. There you go guys, this was my top 11 warlords. Let me know your opinion in the comments section below and stay tuned to AnimeArena for new content. See you next time.